Good morning, children. Today we are going to read lesson number 20, that is Archives of Freedom Struggle. In the previous chapter, you have learned about the beginning of freedom struggle, means how the freedom struggle it all started. Here we will learn about different types of movement, how the leaders they led their lives for freedom struggle, and how we got freedom from the Britishers. Now we all know that when the Mahatma Gandhi arrived from South Africa in 1915, the Indian National Congress got a new leader. Gandhiji had spent 20 years in South Africa. There he witnessed the ill treatment of the whites against the blacks and the Indians. He raised his voice against the unjust social policy of the white rulers. He started against this injustice. And this is called Satyagrah. Satyagrah literally means search for truth. It refers to a non-violent and a peaceful agitation because we know that Gandhiji followed ahimsa. He believed in non-violence. Now, Gandhiji's experience in South Africa enabled him to do a lot when he came back to India. After reaching India, Gandhiji traveled to different parts of India. He was shocked to see the poor people and the untouchables and the rigid caste system. He decided to devote his life for the untouchables who were treated very badly by the higher caste. He called them Harijans, which means the people of God. He gave a good example to others by eating and staying with these Harijans. Gandhiji transformed the Indian national movement into a mass movement. In 1919, the British government passed a law known as Rowlatt Act. This law stated that anybody could be arrested and sent to jail without a trial. Gandhiji called for the Satyagraha movement against this harsh law. Protests and demonstrations were held all over the country. Now, first is Jallianwala Bagh massacre. On 13th April 1919, a public meeting was held at Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar. It is a place in Amritsar. Thousands of men and women attended this meeting peacefully. When the British officer General Dyer heard about this meeting, he ordered to close the only exit of the park and started firing at the unarmed people who found no means of escaping. More than 1,000 Indians were killed and many were wounded. This cold-blooded incident is known as the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Still, we can find the gunshots in this place at Jallianwala Bagh. Now, next incident is non-cooperation movement. Gandhiji decided to launch the historical non-cooperation movement to protest against the Jallianwala Bagh incident. Indians gave up the government posts, refused to pay taxes, boycotted all foreign goods, and did not cooperate with the British. The school children stopped going to schools, and the lawyers boycotted the courts. Soon, this movement became a national movement and it shook the foundation of the British rule in India. Next is Chauri Chaura incident. Gandhiji wanted the non-cooperation movement to be peaceful, but an unfortunate incident took place at Chauri Chaura in Uttar Pradesh. It is a small village in Uttar Pradesh. On 5th February 1922, the police opened fire on a peaceful procession. The angry people reacted by burning a police station in which 22 policemen were burnt alive. Gandhiji, a lover of peace, was shocked by this violence and call of the non-cooperation movement, means he stopped the non-cooperation movement due to this incident at Chauri Chaura. Now, next incident is Simon Commission. The British realized that the situation in India was going out of their control. In 1926, they appointed a commission to study about the working of the various institutions and suggest changes. The commission arrived in India in 1927. It was headed by Sir John Simon and did not have any Indian member. The Indians decided to boycott the commission. Wherever the commission travelled, the Indians waved black flags and shouted, "Simon, go back." Many revolutionaries like Chandrasekhar Azad, Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev, Rajguru, B.K. Dutt, etc., participated in the movement. The British reacted to the situation by arresting the leaders. Police was asked to do lathi charge and firing on these uh, people who were there in the Simon Commission. In Lahore, when Lala Lajpat Rai was holding a demonstration against the commission, he was beaten so badly that he died after a few days. This was about the Simon Commission. Now next incident is civil disobedience movement, that is after the Simon Commission. The Congress had its historical session in Lahore in 1929. In this session, the Congress demanded complete independence. It was also known as Purn Swaraj Declaration. Another major decision taken in this session was to launch the civil disobedience movement under Gandhiji's leadership. Accordingly, the civil disobedience movement was launched in 1930. It began with the famous Dandi March. Gandhiji and his 78 faithful followers marched towards Dandi, a coastal village in Gujarat. The journey started from Sabarmati and they covered a distance of 240 miles. On reaching Dandi, Gandhiji broke the unjust salt law imposed by the British. He produced a handful of salt. Soon it became a real national movement. Indians disobeyed all the British rules, boycotted foreign goods, and refused to pay the taxes. The British government started arresting the Indians, including Gandhiji and the other top leaders of the Congress. The British found it difficult to handle the situation and invited Gandhiji for a meeting in London. So, this was all about the civil disobedience movement and the famous Dandi March, which Gandhiji and his followers led. Next movement is Quit India movement. When the Second World War broke out, India was dragged into the war in favor of Britain, even without consulting the Indian people. This resulted in widespread protest against the British. In order to get India's support in the war, the British sent a mission under Sir Stafford Cripps, but the Cripps mission failed. Gandhiji decided to start the third and the final mass movement known as the Quit India movement or Bharat Chodo Andolan in 1942. In this connection, Gandhiji gave the call do or die. Meanwhile, Subhash Chandra Bose organized the Indian National Army INA comprising of more than 50,000 Indian soldiers. His aim was to liberate India with the help of Japan. The World War II came to an end in 1945. The British realized that they could no longer keep their control over India. They decided to give freedom to India. They stated that the country would be divided into India and Pakistan. This division was the outcome of the divide and rule policy of the British. Finally, on 15th August 1947, India became independent. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru became the first Prime Minister of India. So these are the different movements which were followed for the independence of our country, and the Quit India movement, it was the last movement. After that, Britishers thought that they could no longer have control over India. So before leaving India, they divided India into India and Pakistan. And finally, we got our independent, and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru became the first Prime Minister of independent India. This was all about the chapter. Hope it is clear to you. Now quickly let's read point to remember. Number 1, Gandhiji returned to India from South Africa in 1915. Number 2, thousands of people died in the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Number 3, the non-cooperation movement was started by Gandhiji. Fourth, the civil disobedience movement was started in 1930. Fifth, the Quit India movement was launched in 1942. And sixth, India gained independence on 15th August 1947. So this was all about the chapter, children. Hope you have understood. Thank you and have a nice day.